You're listening to Until They Sleep, a podcast where two parents finally get to sit down and discuss all the different things that run through their heads every day because their four kids are finally asleep. Thanks for listening.
Hello and welcome yet again to another episode of Until They Sleep. Are they asleep? I have no idea. I really hope so. I just put on some cartoons and I threw them in the room and I said, hey, lay in daddy's bed, mommy's bed, and enjoy some cartoons. And just make sure you brush your teeth before you do this. And I'm sure they're passed out by now. So I'm joined again by my lovely wife.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm fine. Well, I guess we're fighting a cold or whatever, but
yeah,
a little sniffly.
Yeah, we've been a little stuffy, and I sound kind of stuffy on every of the last episodes too. For some reason,
I think it's just the weather. It's been raining in the place that never rains, Southern California.
Yeah, and people can't drive during the rain.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the fact that it's literally rained for like 4 days in a row.
Yeah, I like it. I like seeing my backyard. I know I keep on telling you that, but I like seeing the backyard turning
backyard
green.
all green.
That's awesome. But
it's actually all like a puddle now. It's like a little mini swimming pool.
Well, the little birds have a little pool now. we have a lot of birds. Pretty birds, actually. Birds that I've never seen before. Maybe I'll get a book about bird watching or something.
Yeah, we have blue thrushes.
See, is that the one that kind of looks like a blue jay?
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing was awesome.
They're so bossy.
Yeah, territorial as hell.
They're super territorial. All the birds run whenever they come. And then I don't think the fact that I've added mealworms to their bird feeder helps.
So then that's probably another reason why we have birds, because when we got to our house, we saw that we had some birds, and having little ones, automatically we're like, oh, let's go get some bird feed. Let's feed the little birds and let's get little bird houses and stuff like that. So I mean, that's cool. I like it.
We have ravens and crows and doves.
Yeah.
We have doves, and I don't see pigeons. We don't have any pigeons.
I think I saw some quail once.
Oh, quail. I have seen quails.
Yeah, it's so hard not to take out the shotgun.
Leave the quails alone.
And at night we have a lot of little bunnies in the front yard.
Oh, so many bunnies.
Yeah. So yeah,
but not right now. I think they're hibernating.
Do they hibernate?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
I think so. Because I mean, the whole winter, like the whole time, I will pull up at night.
Oh, you're still seeing them?
I still see them.
Oh, go figure. Maybe it's just not cold enough.
Yeah, maybe. So,
what do you want to talk about?
What I want to talk about? I want to talk about anything and everything. Let's just. What you got going? I actually kind of want to talk about like the podcast, like what led us to get to the podcast. I know we talked about the story of us, or like getting to know us, and we kind of thrown a little bit of it. But like, what led to the podcast? What led to us like going on this adventure?
I've been talking about starting something for 6 years now. Something like that.
Yeah, I remember, which is going to come down the road, where you wanted to do those videos about vitamins. Remember, we were recording that stuff about how they, those experiments you did and everything.
So, for those who, we didn't talk about this in the, getting to know us.
No.
And then getting to know us, we didn't say who we are, like job-wise. Like
and I don't want to.
And education-wise.
It's just a little bit of us.
Well, but some of my educational background is in... I graduated as an HHP, which is a holistic health practitioner, back in 2007. And I was at that time in my life when I was thinking about starting a podcast or a YouTube video or whatever. It was because I was researching vitamins online and I couldn't find the information I was looking for. I wanted to know what the vitamin was, what it was good for, where can you find it? And I just wanted something quick yet comprehensive in the sense of, okay, here's all the data, and that's it. That's what I wanted, and I couldn't find it. So I was like, you know what? I should do it.
Yeah.
But it was just a thought. And I actually did do research, right? I would sit up at night in bed and I was like, had my notepad and I had all my books out and I'd research online so I could get all my data together. And one of my brothers, who's actually a photographer, and he worked for an audio media store. He bought me a bunch of equipment as a gift because he really liked the idea of this, and I didn't do anything with it.
Not yet, but we will have an episode on some of that information
On
there's some
health
good
stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely.
We do research a lot of health related things, and we might not be 100% on top of it with our own life, but we have the knowledge base, so it will all come up at some point.
Yeah, so then that started your journey on it.
That was my idea.
Yeah, and for me, I had thought about it, but then the thing that kept on holding me back was like, oh, another podcast. Like everybody's always talking about podcasts and doing podcasts, and what is my podcast going to be about? What am I going to talk about? What am I going to do? Thought about doing like a funny one just for the guys in my football league, my fantasy football league, just for us clowning around. I started listening to podcasts. I enjoyed them because I have a long commute. I was like, oh, this is enjoyable. And I like to talk, and I have a lot of advice. And I was like, oh, I can probably do that. I know people that I can BS with them and just clown and have fun or something, or find something. I know a lot of people that have like side hustles, side businesses, or trying to start their businesses. I kind of wanted to touch that, like talk about what drove them to do that, or led them to do that, or just hearing them how passionate they are, like it's like moved me. But at the same time, I will give them advice. I talk to them, and it gets frustrated that they don't listen. So then I was like, well, maybe somebody else will listen to what I have to say, or maybe it'll help out some other people. I mean, we're pretty young, but I think we've lived a lot in our years. We've been through a lot of different situations, and we kind of like see things differently. And a lot of times, like when you get frustrated, and I always tell you, don't worry, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. When you're
Our life experience, not just as individuals, but as a couple.
Yeah, so then that was kind of like, yeah, we can talk about that stuff, right? So we kept on procrastinating, and I kept on like telling a lot of my friends, like, go ahead, follow your dream, do what you want, do what you want. But I was feeling like a hypocrite because I wasn't doing it.
Yeah.
I wasn't following it.
You mean like us also, buying an RV and living the RV life?
Well, that was very close. I mean, that was like, I'm not dead yet, so that still might happen pretty soon. Like, we don't know, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I mean, we weren't expecting to have kids either, or
That's
as many
true.
kids as we have. So
Yeah.
So then, I mean, eventually they're going to grow up and forget about us, so we can still do it then. That's like my retirement dream,
Yeah.
I'm not about, oh, I want to go to Europe and I want to go here and I want to go there. I was like, you know what? I think we have a lot of beautiful places here in America that we can go travel in an RV and see them and stay there for a week or a month and enjoy it and really take it in.
But I kind of want to do those things now when the kids are little.
Well, yeah, in a way, it wouldn't be bad, but the way these guys are sometimes, are we there yet? I'm bored.
I think that's just part of being
I don't want to
kid.
be here. Yeah, exactly.
Well, again,
And that ruins the enjoyable part for us.
We're not dead yet, so it still could happen sooner than later. So
yeah, so we get them talking about it, and I know you wanted to do it kind of like us, and I was like, no, I want to do my own thing because we're so
I
different.
could have sworn you wanted to do this podcast, but that's fine. I'll take it.
Oh, really? We can still break this up, and we can do your own thing and I do mine? Awesome. I'm down. Okay, that was the end of the last Until They Sleep. Hope you enjoyed it.
Dingbat. Well, honestly, he's been talking about doing this for months and months and months and months, right? So researching YouTube videos, listening to different podcasts on the how-to, and then the whole just get it started. And he's like, no, we need these mics and we need this mixer and we need to have all the accounts set up and we have to have this. I'm like, every single thing we've listened to says literally just take out your phone and record. It's like, no, we can't do it that way. And then he actually wanted to start it as a YouTube video where we're doing this in person where you guys can see us. And I'm like, no, thank you. I
still want to.
I don't want people to see me, and I don't want to edit the video. I'm still learning to edit audio. So.
Well, I was supposed to be doing all of them editing, but somebody's a control freak, so they had to.
Well, it's not my fault. My computer's better.
Yeah, I did buy you that computer, right?
You did.
Oh, okay.
But still,
Yeah, well, that was that, and then we went into the whole name thing.
Oh
That
my
took
gosh.
forever.
We had a great name, or we thought it was a
Oh, it's
great
an awesome
name.
name.
And, we even ran like a little test with people we knew to see what they thought. And unfortunately, that name was associated with food
Food and religion.
and religion. And there were so many food and religious networks or podcasts that
Okay.
had a similar name.
All right, hold on. So here it is, guys. Okay, like, check this out. In our mind, because my wife, we always have this joke. Whenever I couldn't find her, I already knew where she was. And she was hiding in the pantry, eating snacks, hiding from the kids because she didn't want to share the stuff with them.
I do not share my snacks with the kids.
They're, they're cookies, and they got chocolate chips, okay? And that's like the one thing that, like, the kids are like gremlins about it. They smell them or something. They're like,
Mom, you have cookies?
yeah, cookies.
Or
So
my Cheeto Puffs.
and so yeah, so there was that thing. So we were like, oh, we should name it like, in the pantry.
No, it was the pantry.
The pantry.
Where parents go to hide.
Yeah, exactly. That was it. Where parents go to hide. We were like, yeah, that's the name, blah blah. And then we looked it up, and holy crap, it was like used so many times. I mean, people failed on it. Like, not failed, but they stopped or they walked
Yeah.
away or they're coming back to it later or something. But there was like, yeah, like my wife said, religious or cooking.
Or mostly cooking with a little bit of religious stuff. But
Mm.
we were just like, well, no one's ever going to find us, called this. And it's like, we're going to be at the bottom of the list. No one's ever going to see
But I
us.
was like, no, because we're gonna put out so many episodes that we're gonna like eventually move to the top. Because some of them only have like 8 or 10 or 12 or something like
Yeah.
that, and we're like, we'll just keep on going and going and going, and then eventually, we'll take over the name, and people would just, forget about it.
Yeah, it was. I still love that name, but it's okay. We ended up going through other names, and then
Oh yeah, we were going through a list. What was the other one we were thinking about?
oh my
You
gosh,
remember?
I don't even remember right now. I had a list written somewhere, but
But so in the process of that, we kept on saying like, well, when are we gonna record? When can we do this? Like, when can we coordinate because of our schedules and everything? And then with the kids and their like side activities and practices and recitals or whatever, and we're like, well, I guess we can wait until they sleep, like, or yeah, that's the only way we're gonna have to get a chance to like get it done or something. And so we kept on saying that on the background, but at no time did it like was it clicking as a
Yeah.
name, because we were like, oh no, in the pantry that works out, and then we were like, well, what are we gonna talk about? What are we gonna cover? And I was like, let's just talk about whatever, like anything. And my wife wanted, like she wants to do, and we're gonna do a lot of things that I thought about and that she thought about at the time.
I wanted it a little more structured,
Yeah,
and he wants it more, free speech and just go with the flow.
yeah, go with the flow. Just speak from the heart,
Yeah.
just be yourself. I don't like that whole scripted thing because I think it's gonna feel like kind of fake, like kind of rehearsed, kind of like whatever.
but say for me, because I know we like to talk and we can go off on many, many, many tangents and get lost in what we were originally talking about. I don't know. I just feel like I don't think people really want to hear that. Like they
But-
want to listen to an actual conversation where they're going to learn something.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Okay, and that's a good point. But at the same time, for me, it's kind of like, well, I kind of want them to feel like they're sitting next to us, talking, or we're in a phone conversation. And when you talk with your
our
friends,
friends.
you go about it, you ramble on, and in that process, they might be thinking something that at that moment we start talking about it. It's like, yes, like I get that, like it's more like us. It's more like unscripted. It's just go with the flow. I think it's better just to
Ramble
go like,
on.
yeah.
Wasn't that
speak
another one?
of the-
Ramble on.
Ramble on was another
I think
one.
was one of
Yeah,
them.
that was
Ramble
another one. I was cool with it, but
Hey, we keep talking about all the names. We're going to give away all our ideas.
They'll be like, hey, Chantel and Daniel, thank you for the name ideas or whatever. We'll be guests.
We'll be guests.
And
Well-
then that was the other thing, right? You showed me like, you're like, oh, babe, there's so many couples out there.
Yeah. No, yeah, there was a lot of other couples, and there's definitely a couple of couples that we follow ourselves, that we listen to their podcasts, and we find them very entertaining. And then we come across that whole idea of, oh my gosh, there's no way we're as entertaining as they are. How do we make ourselves entertaining? And honestly, we can't, because I'm creative, but not that creative. And honestly, my husband's not creative about it at all, unless it has to do with sports.
Whoa, what are you talking about?
You're good with sports. But so anyways, this is, at some point someone was just like, just be yourselves. Just get on there and just talk.
I'm still offended by the not creative.
You don't get offended.
Yes, I do.
No.
Only with the people I love.
Well, we know, and I also have one of my brothers. He has his own podcast for his business. And again, this is not a business for us. This is just us trying to connect and talk, because we really don't get to talk too often. Like sometimes in the morning, I'll happen to see him before he leaves to work, or before I log on for my job to my work. And I just kind of update him real quick on whatever happened that morning, or if I remember what happened the day before. But that's not always. And then we really don't get to talk until the weekend.
Yeah, that's true. But it makes it interesting. I mean, and I noticed that since we started doing the podcast, that if we try to talk at home, having dinner or whatever, the kids always interrupt. They're always like getting in between us. Always.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. And since we started the podcast, there's been a couple of times where we've gone in here to start recording, and they've actually like, it's nice. We're talking, like we're getting caught up, like we're rambling.
We're having actual conversations, and
there's nobody jumping on the lap and mom, but mom, or oh,
but when I'm
mom.
editing, the rules don't apply. They're in here. I want to record too. Dad, can you record me? And yeah, so I'll be here editing while Dad's playing with them.
Yeah,
on the microphones.
and like now they want to be
be part of it. Yes, they want to be guests on our episodes, and so we're thinking about maybe including them at some point.
Yeah, maybe maybe one a month or something.
Letting them rant, or maybe we'll have some specific question for them, and see what their take on it. Is as children.
Yeah, or just maybe that'll be cool. That'd be cool. Yeah, but so that's the thing. So my wife wanted to, like she said, she wants to have it more, I guess, structured. Talk about holistic stuff and vitamins and nutrition and
family and taking care of kids and all that stuff.
And I sometimes I'm probably gonna talk about what drives people to do things, or what motivates people, maybe inspire someone, like maybe give some of my random advice or my tough love to someone. Somebody needs it, or maybe you guys don't want to hear that, but I know that every once in a while, like I want to make sure that people are hungry, that they follow what they want. If you want to be a baker, go be a baker. If you want to, talk about makeup, go talk about makeup. You want to talk about, painting hobbies, like go talk about painting your hobbies. I mean, there's something for someone everywhere.
Yeah. You mean like I miss my calling being a teacher?
Yeah. But I think, this is good. You get to teach,
yeah. Oh,
right?
no. This is
Your
true.
point of view.
I do like to talk about what I know, and that's a whole different subject. I mean, there's a whole different episode that can deal with education, and what versus what people think you should know based on
we're eventually
a piece of paper.
Yeah, we want to talk about
have.
our experiences, or how we lived through stuff, or survived through stuff, or
Yeah, and our points of views, might not coincide with a lot of people. Like, it's been our experience that most of the people we know don't think like us. I don't think our point of view are unique. It just happens that the people in our circle don't think like us.
And there's times when I'm going to come in here and I'm in a clown mode and I'm just going to drop jokes and stuff, or maybe talk trash, or like today, I just wanted to record. I just want to talk about anything. I want to give you guys a behind the scenes of how this came to be, why we're doing it. And just talk.
Yeah.
Just talk.
Okay, well, what else do you want to talk about?
Okay, so we covered why we were starting it and the names.
Yeah.
So I was saying that, we just get them saying, oh, well, we'll wait until they sleep. And I was like, there it is. Remember
Until
one day
they
I was
sleep.
like,
Yeah,
there it
yeah,
is. Like I was like, let's just call it until they sleep. And you're like, oh, yeah, because nothing gets done until they sleep. I was
That's
like, yeah,
true.
there you go.
Perfect.
Like, perfect. Like, we looked it up and we were like,
Nobody.
Oh, no one.
We're like, nobody's using this. Get it now. Take it now. Use it now.
I mean, I was kind of like, oh, man, another couple thing. Like, we saw a couple of them and we're like, I can't remember the
There was
damn
a lot
name
that
of
were
it.
like started and then they were like they didn't last very long.
There were two names. I can't remember them right now. So I'm glad because like I said, that's how much it mattered. And we looked them up and there were also couples. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. And one of them was actually pretty cool. And they were from Arizona. Yeah, and they were cool. I listened to them and I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, well, this is pretty much what we're going to do.
Well,
but they were doing also a video. So I was like,
Yeah, they were doing videos. But their thing was also motivational, just get out there, do your thing, which is what you wanted to do, right? You want to do something motivational from your perspective, from the way you grew up and in your life. And in the end, I guess that's what any of this is, right? Where everyone who is doing a podcast or on YouTube, they're either there to entertain because they're good at dancing or they're good at singing or they're funny or they're just trying to teach you something, right?
yeah.
And same thing with this. Like, I listen to so many murder mystery podcasts and I listen to all these educational, historical podcasts. And I mean, they're not necessarily what you're into. You've heard a couple of them and you're like, oh, that's interesting, but it's not up your alley.
No, it is. It's enjoyable, but I also kind of like am limited on when I can listen to them because some of them I want to give them my undivided attention. Because there's stuff being covered, especially history wise.
Yeah, you do like history. Mm-hmm.
So if you have work stuff going on or on the commute when you're having to like, what did you say? I got to rewind it because I kind of zoned out for a few seconds. Or the kids coming in, can I have a juice? Or mom says, can you go do this?
There's always something to be done in the house.
Yeah, because I don't do enough at work, so I want to come home to work.
Oh, yeah. So it's okay for me to work all day, every day. But you get to sit in bed and watch football.
Oh, wow. I did
relax.
it once this season. Once this season is enough to bring it up
more
already.
than once.
Oh, sure. Yeah, because I watched one whole freaking football game this season. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was today. Oh.
Yeah, that's, I feel like I'm working all day, every day. And he feels like he's working all day, every day. But, we see it differently.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I get it for you. It's mentally draining. For me, it's physically draining. So,
yeah.
That's the thing. I want to relax. I'm getting freaking old. Everything hurts now.
I feel like my eyesight's starting to go because I don't get enough sleep.
That's funny. Yeah, you need glasses.
I might need glasses soon.
Yeah.
I finally can't claim that I don't need glasses. I was very proud because all my brothers needed glasses very young and I'm the only one who didn't.
Well, I can say that about my hair then.
Because it's finally going.
I can be like, hey, I made it to this age with hair, so
yeah,
top that.
Yeah. I made it to this age without glasses. Yep,
I mean,
my eyes are definitely.
I wish
tired.
I never had to say that. Be like,
me neither. I loved having great eyesight, but working in front of a computer, sitting in front of a computer, almost all day, every day, does not help.
Yeah, I still don't need glasses. Thank you.
No, lucky you. I officially don't need them yet. I just think I might need them soon.
Well, great. I do need hair. My forehead's getting bigger.
Yeah. I kind of feel like mine is thinning out too. I'm going to blame that on the kids.
Okay.
Me too. I'm going to blame it on the stress of 4 kids.
Me too.
Because
making me pull my hair. The kids here and the kids at work.
Oh my gosh. You do have kids at work. The stories he tells me when he gets home, I'm like, I think our kids are better behaved. I think our kids might actually listen better, throw less tantrums.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody tops our 6-year-old. She's the queen of tantrums.
No, yeah, no. Yeah.
But she's like, she's 6. She's 6 and she wants to know it all. And when she wants something, she wants it now. And she's not going to wait for me to get it done.
Sounds like the women in your family.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, strong, independent. And she also doesn't want to get married. At 6 years old, she's told us she does not want to get married nor have children.
Yeah.
Yeah. She doesn't want it. And she also doesn't want me to die. And she doesn't want me to get old.
Yeah.
That's hard to hear.
Funny.
Like every day.
I've never heard her say that about me. So.
Every day she's like, Mom, I don't want you to die. Mom, I don't want you to get old. She'll see like the white hair on my head. Mom, you're getting old. I don't want you to get old. I go, we all have to get old. We all have to die. No. I'm like, Drama why queen. Are you so dramatic? Yes. Oh, and then she gets the 4-year-old worked up. And then she starts hugging me. Mom, I don't want you to die. Oh my gosh. And then how they sit on me.
People, we have this big old couch and my wife sits in one corner and they usually like in the middle. So I have to sit on the other end. And as soon as mom sits there, mom becomes a couch. One wants to be next to her, the other one's on top of her. And now the couch
and then they're
is like
fighting.
This big old gap. And if I get close or I try to put my arm around her or like hold her hand, it's like, no. Get away from her. She's ours. She belongs to me, not you, old man. Get out of here. Meanwhile, I'm over there in that other little corner all by myself, freezing my ass off, wishing somebody would want to freaking hug me.
Well, but today I said, doesn't anybody want to go with Dad? And then the 6-year-old said, I will, Daddy. And she went, and it worked.
Yeah.
Because then the 4-year-old just sat on my lap comfortably, and there was no more squawking from either one of them. Get off. It's my turn to sit on Mom. No, get out of my way. I can't see.
So that's the part that's funny, right? Because if they're like that all the time, then why the hell do they fight with you all the time?
I have no idea. I would love an answer to that question. Does anybody know why my 6-year-old and 4-year-old daughters fight with me all the time, yet they will never leave me alone?
Yeah. It's like
they're
I
always,
hate you, but I love you.
Yes, definitely.
I'm mad at you, but I need you.
Yes. Exactly. They're always on me. They're like my little tails. And yet when I try to help them or do anything for them, I did it wrong. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Don't talk to me.
Yeah. I get that.
Why didn't you try to hold me?
Yeah. That sounds like you a little. Maybe that's where they get it from. Yeah. I think they get it from you, mister.
That's a lie.
I love you, but I hate you. But I love you. That's what you say. But I love you.
I'd never say that.
He pokes and he gets me mad and he knows he's pushing my buttons. And then all of a sudden, but I love you. That's where they get it from.
Gotta keep you on your toes, babe. Gotta keep you on your toes.
That's where they get it from. That's your fault. Dang
sure.
it. And then the moment they get off of me, the 10-year-old comes and jumps next to me. He's like, it's my turn to be next to Mom.
But you know that 10-year-old that's always been like that with you. He's always loved you and always wanted to be around you.
Yeah. No,
but
I know.
Not at the level of these.
No, well, he understands that they're little and they just want to be on top of me.
Yeah.
And so he waits for his opportunity. Whereas the 14-year-old has completely given up. He's called them out on it. He's been like, you guys are fighting about Mom spending time with you guys, yet you guys never let me get near her or hug her.
Well, I mean, that's he's weird though, because he's always like hiding in the room, doesn't want to be around the family. He's doing his own thing, always on the damn with headphones on and on his phone. Yet he's gonna complain about that. Like, hey, buddy, you're not even trying.
Well, there's been a couple times where, I'll try to give him a hug or something, and he'll like start to lean towards me, like he's gonna let me hug him, and then his sisters come and push him away. So he's like, ugh. So forget about it. I'm not even. Just don't touch me, Mom.
Well,
You don't have that problem.
yes, I do.
The girls,
They sleep most of the time. They're in the bed between us.
yeah, so one or the other will always show up.
Yeah,
At some
in
point.
the middle of the night, like they just go in there.
Yeah, half the time I don't notice
Yeah,
because I'm dead asleep, snoring away according to you, snoring like a bear.
don't make me play the audio. I've recorded you snoring.
It's okay. I've recorded you too. Anybody else record their spouse snoring while they sleep? Is it just us? Because it's hilarious. And then when the dog snores,
It's a damn symphony between you and the dogs and me, probably.
well, the kids laugh about that, right? The kids have mentioned that they're like, "You all snore. The dogs are snoring. You guys are snoring." And then our kids talk in their sleep.
That's a freaky one.
It's kind of scary.
The 6-year-old is the one that freaks me out.
But they all talk in their sleep. The 14-year-old, the 10-year-old. I've even heard the 4-year-old lately is talking in her sleep.
I hear her laughing.
I heard you talking in your sleep. You said Eureka something the other night.
know you
I
told
was
me.
like, what the hell is he talking about?
I don't know. Maybe I was thinking about that vacuum cleaner we used to have at my dad's
Oh,
house.
no, it was hilarious. I was like, Eureka.
I was probably like, no, Ma, don't hit me with the Eureka cord, please.
I don't know. It was hilarious. I was getting ready. I got up. I was getting ready for the date, and you're still sleeping. Eureka.
Maybe I was playing like bingo and I won, and I was like, Eureka!
Maybe. I don't know. It was funny.
What else do you use Eureka for?
Eureka. Yeah, just to like, it's like an exclamation.
Oh.
Like,
All I know is,
Eureka,
I think it
found
was a
it.
vacuum cleaner company.
It
when
is
I was a kid.
yeah. I think it still is, but also you say like Eureka, I found it. A mining term,
Oh, okay. I guess.
and there are like cities called Eureka.
I don't know.
I think so. Pretty sure.
Maybe.
Yeah. All right. Well, what else?
All right, so we covered.
We're rambling.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's fine. I'm laughing. I'm having a good time.
Do you have enough coffee there?
I'm burping like crazy too. I was like, excuse me. That never happens. I was like, man, what's going on?
Maybe you
here?
had too much coffee today. How many cups have you had?
Not enough.
Not enough. Isn't that like your 4th cup today?
I plead the 5th. Yes, Eureka is a location
It's a location. I told
in
you.
Redlands.
In Redlands?
Yeah, there's one in Redlands.
Eureka. Is that a city?
Yeah.
No,
I don't
Eureka.
know.
I thought
It
Eureka was
says
a city.
Eureka Redlands. And then we have Eureka and Indian Wells. And
Oh, those are streets.
are they?
I'm pretty sure those are
no.
names of streets.
Maybe they're stores.
Well, it's a word and it's used.
Well, that's what popped up when I did that. It just gave me all these.
It's just going by your location.
Yeah, it's also a restaurant group.
Oh. I used to work for Eureka Realty.
And vacuums. And there's a TV series too.
Yeah.
Look at that. Whatever.
I'm a tangent on the word Eureka. Do we need to go into the etymology of it? And is it breakout? Do we need to break down the word?
Probably, right?
I think we're good.
All right, so we took that. We came and went until it sleeps. And then, yeah, we just started recording.
Finally started recording.
Yeah.
And during break, right? During your shutdown. Because you
Yeah.
were home.
Yeah, it was more kind of like the subjects. I was getting disappointed, like we were saying about those couples, and I was like, oh, we're gonna be another one. Like, I kind of like, I was a little bummed out about it. I was like, but then I was like, who cares? Like,
Yeah. I mean,
like,
we're not doing this for fame and fortune, right?
Yeah,
We're doing it just to have fun and spend time together.
yeah.
If it
If it takes off,
takes off,
cool.
it takes off. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
It's a perk. But if it doesn't, And we're having fun doing it.
Yeah, I mean, a part of me does wish that, some people, but it's funny because like some of my friends at work have found it, like it's popped up on their feed, like for
On
like,
Instagram.
yeah, on Instagram, and they're like, "Hey, I didn't know you had a podcast. Like, what's it about? Blah blah." And I'm like, "Oh, don't listen to it."
I guess I'm going to talk about you.
I'm a little, like, because there's so many haters out there. I just don't want to get the hate.
Well, see, and my Instagram, I got shut out of, so they can't confirm my identity no matter what I try.
Oh,
I freaking hate that.
that's just a nightmare. Remember when my got hacked?
Oh,
that
yeah.
was like a year ago.
It's ridiculous that you can't get access to your own stuff, but mine is because of the stupid Google Authenticator.
Oh, well, mine got hacked. And I couldn't, I did everything. The pictures,
I don't.
But the person that hacked it changed the email, the backup email,
But the picture was the
number,
same.
Yeah.
So I don't understand because you had sunglasses in the picture. I think.
Yes, I don't know what
it's
was.
ridiculous.
And then so I created a secondary account, and I was like, forget about it. And like I was doing it to report the other one, and then all of a sudden people found me and they started following me again. I was like, oh, I'll just keep this one. And almost like a year later, they're like, send me a code, and I was like, what the hell is this code for? And I ignored it. And then, recently my phone took a dump, and I had to replace it. When the replacement came in, I was trying to log in, and it popped up the other one, and I was like, oh, wait, they reset it. But I don't have that code because...
It was on the old phone.
Yeah, so I was like, I can't get in there. Because now it's asking for the authenticator thing.
Oh, well, see, that was my thing. I didn't get hacked, but my phone crashed. And I had Google Authenticator on it. And I guess I didn't know that that's only on that one phone. So don't ever use it because if your phone crashes, you can't access it. Yeah. So I have no way, no matter how many times I upload a video of my face, I don't see anywhere you can email somebody to ask for another type of proof.
That's what frustrates me. That
you can't contact them.
You can't contact them. Yeah.
For like, I'm super frustrated by that because I'm like, I literally have so many pictures I've uploaded of the kids on there and our family and our trips and all this stuff, and I can't do anything with it. Like I can't even take it down, so no one can see it anymore.
Yeah.
And it's extremely frustrating. But I have not created another personal account, but we have created the one for Until They Sleep. Nobody I know, if they don't follow you, if they're not following you, they're not looking for me. So this is how I know. No, I don't have any friends. Because nobody I know has looked. You have tons of friends.
Well, what can I say? I'm the cool guy.
You have tons of friends, and I have no friends.
Interesting.
Is it really though? Not really.
Nah. And then so yeah. Well, yeah. So that part sucks.
Which part? The
getting
friends.
hacked in. And
oh yeah.
Having.
So we'll see how long it takes for this to get hacked too, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not using Google Authenticator again. Never again, because I don't need my dang phone to crash. That's because both our phones crashed like within a week of each other or 2 weeks of each other.
A week
Apart. Both our phones crashed.
Same thing.
Yeah, same problem.
So
it's a model
the
thing.
blank screen.
Yep.
Black screen or whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah. Well, luckily we're able to just talk and ramble on right now, and the kids are out and they're asleep, and we're just having a good time. And I hope like I always say, man, this has been awesome. I've been enjoying it. I mean, like I said, part of me kind of does want it to turn into something, but we're still learning. We're still figuring it out.
Yeah.
But it's been an interesting journey so far. It's been enjoyable. For me,
I'm having fun with it.
I look forward to it.
The problem is that I have ideas and conversations all day in my head. I'll be driving the kids to school. I'll be driving home. I'll be sitting here working, and then like an idea pops in my head, and I have like this full-on conversation in my head that I can't record.
Yeah. I find myself in that spot
and it's
sometimes.
frustrating because I feel I have really good content in that moment because I feel inspired by whatever the subject is. And then we come and sit down and talk, and I forgot everything I was thinking about. So I don't, it's kind of, I mean, maybe I should just grab my phone and just start recording myself in those
I
moments.
guess so, yeah.
But the bad side of that is, of course, I'm driving when I'm having these ideas, or I'm at my desk where I'm working or supposed to be working. And then I've got our 4-year-old coming in and out the door, mommy, mommy, mommy. So that would definitely be an interruption in whatever my thought process is. I guess I could do a splice conversation with just like my random thoughts throughout the day,
Yeah?
and then just do like a splice of everything that ran through my head that day.
Well, whatever you recorded and then you like play it, and I'm over here like, uh-huh, uh-huh. But cool.
Well, like even one day I recorded the kids. Like we were sitting in the car waiting for the 14-year-old to get out of school.
Oh, I remember you shared that with
Yeah,
me.
and I was like, "Hey, kids, let's do like a test recording." I just used my phone and I just recorded them. I interviewed them after school, like, "What did you guys learn and how was your day?" And they were being super silly and hilarious
That's exactly where I was going. They were such a bunch of goofballs.
because
Except the 6-year-old.
no, she tried to be professional about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
that. She did really good. I was like, wow.
Yeah. She gave a lot of information.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And our 10-year-old was saying off the wall comments and being super silly. I'm like, you're being so weird. Like, why are you saying those things?
Which is funny, right? Because we're like, we're never gonna let you record.
Yeah, I told him that in that moment. I was like, I'm never going to let you record because
And
I
I
can't
said,
trust what you're saying.
yeah, and I said it too when I heard it, and then it's funny because he's the one that came up with, oh, maybe we should be guests.
Yeah, he's the one. Yeah.
So
That's so funny.
So maybe he's thinking about that. Yeah, and that's the other thing about the podcast that like I've learned that, or I heard that there was a research that sometimes when you have guests, that's like the least popular ones. The ones that people listen to the least. But I think that there are so many people out there that have so much to say and just add more to the podcast. So I would like to do that eventually, like have guests.
Yeah, we've talked about that. And we'll see, I guess, how we can work that out because we don't currently have a setup that would facilitate that.
Yeah, no, that's what I said eventually.
Down the road. Yeah. I mean, but even like, like third party calling or online, Zoom or whatever.
No Zoom.
No Zoom. Oh, well,
I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we're not the first
remote,
people. Yeah,
we're
learning. So we got to work out the kinks still. But yeah, well, I don't know. Is there something else you want to add? Something else you want to tell us about the podcast or like your inspirations behind it? What are you trying to?
Not really. I mean, I'm sure I'll come up with something once we're done talking.
Yeah, I know. Like in a way, I know we're just like kind of like rambling on and talking and just having fun, hanging out. But some of the things that are coming up, like or there might be said, I know they're going to get covered again down the road. Might be some of the subjects that might come up later.
Yeah, we're probably definitely going to repeat ourselves in different places.
Yeah, and it happens. I think it happens, but but it's been fun. I just can't. I guess what it comes down to it is like if anybody has any ideas, or you have a goal, or you want to do something, I just keep on going back to it. Like, go for it.
If you want to know our opinion on something,
yeah, definitely
we're happy to give our opinion.
Yeah, we can make it a subject. Most definitely, we can. Eventually, maybe even have you as a guest.
Yeah.
Just hang out and talk. Be a phone.
And isn't that part of the problem? Is that people don't like opinions anymore? Like everyone has an opinion, right?
Yeah.
Everybody has an idea of how the world should work, or what people should do to raise their kids, or how they should act at work, etiquette, in society and all that stuff, how religious you should be, what religion should you belong to, everyone has their opinion, right?
Yeah.
So, I guess if you like to hear ours, ask.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about a lot of different things and we will give our opinion on lots of things, but if there's something specific that you want to hear, let us know. And hopefully you won't be offended. And if you are offended, you know not to ask.
Yeah, or try to convince us to your point of view.
I guess that's true. I mean, we like to play devil's advocate. Like, there's been one or the other where even just at home, we'll be having a conversation about something like, but okay, what if it was like this? I'm like, no.
Yeah, but you always get so mad and you start flipping tables and bursting out of the room. Oh, wait, no, that's me.
Yeah, that is him. My kids get their melodramatic attitudes from their father.
No,
The Romulan.
I don't get that bad. I don't flip tables.
You would if you could. You just don't want to break my table.
I love that table.
At least there's no holes in the walls.
Well, good thing I'm older and I don't do stupid things. Like
And
that
you don't want to break your knuckles or have to pay for the drywall to fix it. Oh, and that brings us to going in the attic today, right?
Oh my goodness! So it's been raining a lot here.
Yeah,
and,
we got our first leak.
Yeah, a little leak came through, and oh my goodness, what did we get into? You know, that should be a subject right there too. Renting and owning.
Perks, pros and cons. Because right about now, he's really wishing that we rented.
And the state of California, I've always been pro renter.
Well, we broke that rule.
I know.
Yeah. So
Could I had the RV?
I know. We used to have the RV idea. It's our backup plan.
So you know what killed the RV plan? Actually, to be honest,
My mom.
the pandemic.
Well, because everybody bought RVs.
Yeah,
and the prices ridiculous.
Yeah, because we were talking about it.
We've been talking about it for years.
Yeah. And then we had that family property, right? And we were like, oh yeah, we'll make that like a home base or whatever, blah blah.
Mm-hmm. I even did a floor plan for our home base and everything.
Yeah, and we were like, yeah, we'll do this, and then the pandemic started, and then eventually
within the year,
we were like, oh well, let's go look, and they were like, oh well, there's like a 2-year wait period because we can't produce them fast enough. Everybody's like losing their jobs, selling their houses, buying these things, and just driving around, and we're like, what? Everybody took our idea.
Well, it's just everybody wanted to get out of Dodge, so they all got an RV and got out. But
there you go. What if the podcast takes off, right? And we buy the RV and we could just travel into our podcast.
But there's people who do that.
They are?
Of course. There's one of the families I like to follow. They're an RVing family, and they've been on. I mean, they come home, but they're on the road a lot. And they homeschooled their kids on the road and everything.
I know that when we were talking about it, and we're looking into it too. So every time we think about something and it sounds great to us, we go like into this deep end of research thing.
Oh, yes. We're big researchers. We will be online, looking up books, asking people questions.
Yeah, so we found that couple, remember, that they had that YouTube channel with their advice on RVs and how to do it. And
that's the family I'm talking
kids.
about.
Okay, I didn't know they had a podcast.
Well,
I know they had the YouTube channel.
They had the YouTube channel. I'm sorry, I take it back. I don't know if they have a podcast. They have a YouTube channel.
Okay, no, I meant like a podcast from like, Yellowstone or Yosemite.
Or wherever they are. Mm-hmm.
Niagara Falls, you know. And that would cover that little background noise that we think about, like little birds or, waterfalls, or that would be awesome. Yeah. But so we were doing all that and that. There's a lot of cool stuff out there.
But it's still something we can do. And again, back to our attic story.
Oh, yeah, attic story.
Forget it. I mean, I got spoiled growing up because my dad built our house and he did an awesome job making sure that the attic was easily accessible.
Yeah, because your freaking attic looked like the one from Home Alone. Like, it was another
you could totally turn it into another bedroom.
Into a bedroom, yeah.
But, I mean, it's still accessible. You know what I mean? Like, it had a path, even the other part of the attic had a path and everything. So my dad could get in there and do work more easily, on the other part of the house. And our attic is in desperate need.
My dad said no attic. Yeah, my dad said, forget the attic. We don't need an attic. I think he turned his attic into a whole second floor and made it his own bedroom.
His own bedroom, that's right.
And with his own living room and everything in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, our attic.
We
So
didn't find the leak.
so I think our house was like
Built in
built,
1962.
and then later on they added onto it like another half of another house. So the roof goes like in a level and it stops and then it goes up.
Up, like they
So
went from like a
10-footer to like a 14-footer,
it's
15
huge, like
footer.
yeah, super tall.
So then when we were out there, we're like, okay, there's some room in here, like some tight little in between. You can tell where they connected the house once you're on the roof. And this leak, of course, is on the lower end. So we're kind of like low crawling, trying to get in there. And there's no plywood, no nothing. It's just,
A
they,
lot of insulation.
they just freaking threw it in there. Like, there's no organization. We found
Like Carl's Jr. cups and
yeah.
bags and trash upstairs. Like whoever worked
And
on
there were
this.
so many freaking cables in there,
It's
and
where
like
does
copper tubing, like the water.
Yeah, it's like where does this go to? Where is this going from? Like, why are all these wires in this? And I'm sure they don't go to anything anymore. So
Yeah, it was interesting.
that was, and we made our 14-year-old go in there with us because
Yeah.
he's flexible enough to kind of crawl over certain areas.
I learned today how old I feel. Like I was like, oh, you're kidding me? Like I need to do yoga. I need to get some flexibility back because that was horrible. But it's so tiny, like just to get in there and see it.
Yeah,
and
we have a really low clearance from the roof,
yeah.
super low.
And all I'm thinking in the back of my mind, like everything in this house is cha-ching, 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 cha-ching.
Yeah, definitely not something we. I mean, it passed inspection, and I think we were just happy that it passed inspection.
I am not rich. I don't make
No,
enough money.
it will take us forever to update this house and fix it. But hey, we have a house, and we're lucky, right?
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, it was an interesting learning experience
Yeah. Well,
by new people. No, and then the new ones. We learned through my brother that they're kind of built fast and kind of half-ass.
anyways, okay. I
think
that's about it. I think we've rambled on for about an hour.
Yeah,
So,
guys, thanks a lot. Hope you enjoyed it, and just a little background, like I said, about the podcast and how it came to be,
and all our little sidetracks.
yeah, little sidetracks, and yeah. So that was the journey. We came up with some names. We've been talking about it for a while, and finally we decided to pull the trigger and go along. And yeah, I love it.
Well, thank you for listening wherever you are and whatever you're doing. And if you've made it this far,
Thank you.
thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.